Olto-8, probably the most original looking diver I've handled next to pretty much every model from Nove, is their second Kickstarter project. The first one, a Wandering Hour complication watch, was a success, so this time they went with the most common type done by every brand, a diver. But instead of going down a safe homage route or even slightly riskier traditional but original design, they turned things to 11 and launched a diver unlike any I have seen so far. A truly bold move and one that gets instant respect from me. It really takes balls to challenge a concept that has been successful for more than 50 years. They made a rectangular watch that measures 45mm in both diameter and lug-to-lug, and implemented a round dial and supercompressor styled inner bezel inside of it. A rectangular dial and bezel would not work for obvious reasons, so a round one had to be used. The case, as I said, is 45mm in diameter, which sounds like a lot, but it is actually quite manageable, as that is also the lug-to-lug of the watch, so it doesn't overhang my small 6.5-inch wrist. The case is a combination of brushed and polished surfaces, as well as cutouts, and all of these are executed at a pretty high level, with consistent finish and clear transitions between them. My OCD especially likes the perfect symmetry they got by placing each crown on one side, instead of the more common 2 crowns on one side. Despite this solution being less practical, it looks really good, and I personally like it. When it comes to the crowns themselves, they're both screw-in crowns, which allows this watch a water resistance of 300 meters. They're also both easy to grip, and the screw-in action is very solid and precise. I can say it is among the best I tried. I particularly like the fact the bezel disengages as you push the crown in, meaning you will not accidentally move it once you set it. The dial is also unique, made to mimic a coral reef, as part of each sail of these watches will be used to fighting preservance of coral reefs. They achieved that by using oil pressing method to get these dimples. The only traditional part are the hands and markers that are highly polished and make for a very legible watch. They're also well finished and on par with the outside. The only downside I noticed is the lume. Don't get me wrong, it is quite good and potent, but sadly only on the hands. The markers are slightly weaker, which is fine by me, but the bezel is the one that is noticeably dimmer, and I think they should improve on that. The watch is powered by Seiko NH35 movement that beats at 21,600 bph and comes with both hacking and hand winding, as well as a date function, a standard movement used by many. The movement is not visible as they went with a solid caseback held with 4 screws, yet another impressive feature given the 300 meters of water resistance. The strap is silicone and reminds me of isofrane in style, only shorter, which is a good thing for people with smaller wrists like mine. It features quick-release spring bars, and given the rectangular shape and traditional lugs, this will accept any kind of strap or bracelet, making customization a breeze. The watch is priced at $400, but if you join their Kickstarter campaign, it drops to $299, which is pretty okay for a watch with these specs. The design is wild and pretty uncommon, which means this is a very polarizing watch. You will either love it or hate it, there is no middle ground. I'm a bit of a sucker for rectangular watches, but find this a bit too chunky for my taste. But love it or hate it, you have to give credit for the bravery of making something like this in a world full of Submariner clones. And like I said at the beginning, they deserve my respect for that alone. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.